The full moon in Pisces, time to awaken your imagination and allow it to work with a purpose. Hello, beautiful people. Life can be a challenge, but at least we have each other. I want to give a quick thank you to all of my channel members and let you know that if you are not a member and you are interested, just click that join button right next to the subscribe button. Yes, the full moon in Pisces energy begins on August 30th. So in the first part of this video, I'm going to go over the 3 things everyone should know about this full moon. Then I will go over how it will affect your individual sign. Okay, no more wasting time. Let's go. The full moon in Pisces takes place on Thursday, August 31st at 1:35 a.m. Universal Time, which will be at 6:36 p.m. on Wednesday, August 30th if you are on Pacific Time, 9:35 p.m. also on Wednesday, August 30th if you are on Eastern Standard Time. And for those of you in the Southern Hemisphere, this will be at 11:35 a.m. on Thursday, August 31st if you are in Sydney, Australia, and at 3:35 a.m. also on Thursday, August 31st in Johannesburg, South Africa. So let's jump right into the 3 things you need to know in order to make the most of this energetic opening. Number 1, this full moon will bring the power of the number 3, the number 4, and the magical tarot energy of the moon card. Now, for those of you that live where the full moon takes place on the 30th, you can tap into the power of the number 3, which in numerology represents creativity, communication, and the effectiveness of an optimistic perspective. So this is a time where working as part of a team and communicating your vision clearly, and then making sure to maintain an optimistic perspective by focusing only on what you want to happen and not what you don't want to happen. That can be so useful in assisting you when it comes to bringing the vision that you have for yourself to life. So if you are seeing the number 3 often during this full moon energy, know that the message for you is use your creativity, communicate your vision clearly, and remain optimistic while you're on the path of pursuing your goals, and you will manifest exactly what you desire. And for those of you that live where the full moon takes place on the 31st, you can access the energy of the number 4, which in numerology represents efficiency, discipline, and patience. So if you find yourself seeing the number 4 often during this full moon energy, know that the message for you is consistency. The one thing every person that has ever manifested what they desire has in common is consistency. Having a vision is always the first step, but consistently taking the actions that support that vision, that is what takes the vision from your imagination and manifests it into the world of physical reality. So be consistent and you will achieve your goals. And the Moon Tarot card represents the important connection that your emotional disposition has to creating your reality. Pisces is an extremely intuitive energy, and the moon represents the subconscious. The subconscious is where your dreams are born, but it is also where your darkness may exist. So the moon card brings you the message that facing your shadow self head on, that will assist you in understanding who you are at this point in your life and what it is you need to transform in order to remove any blocks that may be keeping you from achieving your goals. Number 2, this full moon will be forming a challenging aspect with Mercury retrograde in Virgo, a positive aspect with Uranus retrograde in Taurus, and an intensifying aspect with Saturn retrograde in Pisces. So the full moon's relationship with Mercury, the planet of communication and learning, which will be retrograde in Virgo, the aspect that the full moon creates with Mercury will make it more difficult for you to understand how you feel about things, and it will also lend to you overanalyzing your life one minute and then having an extreme emotional reaction to situations the next. This is an opportunity though, an opportunity to really ask yourself, what is it that you actually want in terms of the vision that you have for your life right now? Identify what that is that you want to manifest and then check in with yourself to see how you truly feel about it. Do you feel confident that it can actually take place? Because if you don't, this is where your work is going to be. And that work begins by asking yourself, what can you do to get to the place of feeling that confidence? And with Mercury being retrograde, it is the perfect time to look into the past, to identify what it is that you either need to redo or revisit or revise or resolve in order to get yourself to that place of confident belief in terms of how you feel about the likelihood of your vision being realized. Because in order to manifest what you desire, you have to have the belief so strongly that it feels as though it has already taken place. You assume it will happen so strongly that it feels like it has already happened. That's where the magic is. And the full moon's relationship with Uranus, the planet of awakenings and change, which will also be retrograde, will serve to lower your inhibitions, and it will give you a stronger feeling of freedom. So this will result in you being able to step outside of your comfort zone and do the things that you may usually have fear around. So with you being able to step into a new perspective, and with you being able to allow yourself new experiences, you will open the door to new possibilities, because new actions are going to yield new results, which is definitely in alignment with the full moon's energy being in Pisces, because Pisces energy is all about exploring new territories and exploring new ways of thought and having new experiences. And the moon's relationship with Saturn, the planet of responsibility and life lessons, that is going to lend to you having an intensity to your emotions that more than likely is going to be related to an issue with your home or family life. And when I say home, this can also be a significant other if you live with your partner. So as you know, Saturn is always assisting us when it comes to learning the valuable lessons in life that we can apply to improvement and to moving forward in terms of pursuing our goals. And in this instance, the message is connected to resolving an issue at home, at your foundation, with a person or the people that are representing your support system. And this resolution is very important in terms of it being able to instill a sense of strength and even confidence in yourself, which is very useful when it comes to manifesting your dreams into reality. So this is an excellent time to address any conflict with a family member or a significant other, because that resolution can play a major role in healing a part of you that may have been connected to creating a block or connected to your insecurities. And it could also be the cause for disconnect from you being able to establish and maintain belief in yourself and belief in the vision that you have for yourself. Number 3. The full moon in Pisces will be working with the sun in Virgo to connect you to the understanding that by using your imagination with focus and intention, you can transform your life from the inside world of your thoughts and feelings to the outside world of results and manifestations. Now, the effects of this full moon will be especially strong emotionally, with major possibilities for positive change for those of you that have a moon sign in Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. And it will also be positive for those of you that have a moon sign in Taurus or Capricorn. And it will be a great opportunity for growth and change, but it may cause some serious emotional waves and potential challenges in your relationships if your moon sign is Virgo. And it will be a balancing energy with major transformative properties for those of you that have a moon sign in Aries, Leo, Libra, or Aquarius, and it will have the potential for positive change, but it will also bring up some possible conflict, especially in your romantic relationships for those of you with a moon sign in Gemini or Sagittarius. Now let's jump right into what this full moon will mean for your individual sign. Okay, my powerful Aries, this full moon energy is going to be in your 12th house. So Aries, this is going to be a very exciting full moon for you. This is because the 12th house is ruled by Pisces, so you will be tapping into this energy on a very deep level. So Aries, don't be surprised if during this full moon energy you have extremely vivid dreams, or if you even have intuitive flashes throughout the energy of this full moon. This is a time where you can truly go deep to release any pain from the past that may have been causing blockages in your life up to this point. You can shed any darkness or heaviness that you may have been subconsciously holding on to. And as a result, this could release any energy that may have been at the root of insecurity or uncertainty or even lack of motivation. Not only will you be able to truly release this energy, but now with a new perspective and with a rejuvenated sense of self, you can use your imagination to envision what it is that you truly want for yourself, Aries, and then feel the excitement and connect to the belief that it can truly take place without those blockages that you may have had up until this point. Now, if you feel heaviness or fear or sadness leading up to this full moon, or even on the day of the full moon, do not worry. These feelings are coming up as the pathway to the root of what it is that you need to release. So don't resist those feelings. Allow yourself to feel them and then ask yourself, where are these feelings coming from? More than likely, they are rooted in pain from the past or fear about the future. And once you identify the root, you can take a deep breath and realize who you are now in this present moment. And that person has the choice to hold on to those fears or to release them by focusing on the now, where all of your power is. Your mind always has the choice on where you are going to focus your energy. And if you focus on the vision that you have for yourself and the things that you do want to happen, that is where you can tap into your power, Aries. And don't worry about how the vision will manifest. Just focus on what the vision is and how good experiencing that vision feels. Each time you find yourself having a thought pattern that is attempting to take you down a path of fear or stress, just take that deep breath and refocus on your vision. The 12th house energy is the perfect time to change the habit of going to the dark places in your mind and then develop the habit of always focusing on what it is that you want and knowing there is always a way to get it. So Aries, no matter what comes up for you during this full moon energy, know that it is the door to healing, to spiritual cleansing, and on the other side of that is a new beginning where you can truly step into a new chapter, ready to face the remainder of Virgo season with excitement and clarity for what you want and the certainty that you will get it. So embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon, Aries. Okay, my powerful Taurus, this full moon energy is going to be in your 11th house. So Taurus, in the midst of this Virgo season and Mercury retrograde energy, you will be experiencing a very strong connection with this full moon in Pisces. What this full moon will be bringing you is the opportunity to get very clear on the vision that you have for yourself. The 11th house is the house of friendships and social connections, but it is also the house of dreams coming true. So if you have been unclear on what it is you truly want, or what your next step should be, this will be a time where that information will become very clear to you. Also, if you've been working really hard towards a specific goal and you have been clear on what you want, this could very well be the time where you make major headway when it comes to bringing that dream into reality. Now, with Mercury being retrograde and the full moon being in your 11th house, this may also reveal to you if something from the past has been standing in your way. And this could very likely be a certain relationship that has had a negative influence on you. This could be a romantic relationship, but more than likely this is a friend. So if you have one of those friends that you know doubts you or maybe a bit jealous of you or is just the type of energy that brings you down, then the truth of this relationship will be revealed during this full moon energy. And this will give you the opportunity to either communicate what it is that you need in order to address the issue and then hopefully heal the friendship and transform it to a positive influence, or you may realize that it could be in your soul's best interest to let that friendship go. Either way, just know that whatever comes up for you during this time in this area of relationships, Taurus, will be a window into if that relationship is good for your growth and development, or if it is time to move on. Now, as a Taurus, you are very loyal, which is a beautiful thing. It is something that I love about you Tauruses, but it is very important for you to also be loyal to yourself. Remember, it is so important to ask yourself, is this relationship in my soul's best interest? The answer to that question will be the answer to the action that you need to take. So overall, Taurus, this full moon in Pisces is going to bring clarity and opportunity, which will bring you one step closer to fulfillment. So embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon, Taurus. Okay, my powerful Geminis, the full moon energy is going to be in your 10th house. So Gemini, we have the sun in Virgo and Mercury retrograde in Virgo. So this full moon energy is going to be a time where you can get major clarity when it comes to your professional world and how it is that you are seen by the world around you. So if you have been wondering what it is that you can do in order to improve your professional life, or if you are involved in social media and you've been working really hard to increase your following and you've been wondering how to more effectively express your brand, it is highly likely that you will receive the answers to those questions during this time. Now, if you have been looking for work and it has been a difficult time finding exactly what you're looking for, it is also highly likely that you may find the perfect job during this full moon energy. And I know that it is taught that during Mercury retrograde, it is best to not start anything new. However, if you have already been in the process of looking for a job and you've been filling out applications, and during this full moon energy, you receive that yes that you're looking for, then this is not technically a brand new situation. Not to mention, the only reason why it is advised against starting something new during Mercury retrograde is because you may miss some very important detail about what it is the job is offering you or what it is the job is asking of you. And then once you realize these things, when Mercury goes direct, you may also realize that it's not the right job for you. So in order to avoid any of that sort of drama, just make sure that if you do find a new job during this time, that you ask all of the necessary questions and that you have all of the necessary details before you say yes. Now, the full moon energy is also known for bringing certain things to an end. So this could also mean that a job may be ending, which can be a good thing if you're in a job that you don't like. But if you are happy with your job and an ending comes as a surprise to you, that can be frustrating and it can be even scary. But just know that in the big picture, this is the universe assisting you and putting you on the right track. So it may be frustrating in the short term, but in the long term and in the big picture, you will see that it was exactly what you needed in order to put you in a space that is much more beneficial overall. Now, with Mercury retrograde, this also could mean that some conflict or some confusion may come up with a coworker. And if so, just know that this is an opportunity to resolve some unresolved energy with this person. So overall, Gemini, this full moon in Pisces for you is going to be a time where you can clear up any confusion or uncertainty around your career, which will lead to a renewed perspective and a renewed chapter when it comes to your professional world, where you can really step into better opportunities. And if by chance you are staying with the same job, this full moon energy may mark the point where you begin to make more money, or at least you get more recognition and overall fulfillment with your job. So embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon, Gemini. Okay, my powerful Cancerians, this full moon energy is going to be in your 9th house. So Cancers, be ready for a new understanding and a new perspective to be coming your way. When the full moon is in the 9th house, it allows you to see outside of your normal realm of perception, and it will give you a broader view of life and your place in it. So when it comes to your personal goals, whether it be with your career or whether it comes to the relationships in your life, if you are wondering what your next steps should be and why, it is highly likely that circumstances will come up during this full moon energy to bring you the information that will assist you in answering these questions with confidence. Now, if you have been narrow-minded or stuck in a loop of the same behavior and same results, this full moon is going to do a great job of bringing this behavior into focus, so that way you can make the necessary adjustments to implement major change and then begin to get the results that you have been wanting. Now, because this full moon is taking place during Mercury retrograde, and Mercury retrograde is in your 3rd house, it is likely that one of the habits that you need to transform is related to how you communicate. So if as a Cancerian, you have a tendency to go by what someone seems to be feeling, as opposed to asking them outright to get the provable information, or if you have a tendency to assume someone should know something, even if you haven't specifically told them what it is that you assume that they should know, then it is highly likely that a challenge or frustrating situation may come up during this full moon energy to bring this tendency into focus. That way you can choose to transform this behavior and then start communicating in a way that focuses much more on asking specific questions and clarifying specifically when it comes to information that you want someone to have, and just making sure that you pay attention to the details and go on facts as much as possible when you are dealing with other people. And this is when it comes to all types of relationships: work relationships, romantic, and family, all of the above. The good news is the full moon in the 9th house is a time where you will be very capable of making these changes and then reaping the benefits of these changes very quickly. You will feel so much clarity in terms of the relationships that work for you, and then those relationships that you need to let go of, you're going to feel clarity there too. And you will also open up more opportunities because you will be expressing what you're looking for more effectively. So Cancers, this full moon is going to be very eye-opening for you, and it will come with major personal changes, especially with the way that you communicate. That's going to open new doors of understanding and new doors of opportunities, which is very exciting. So embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon, Cancers. Okay, my powerful Leos, this full moon energy is going to be in your 8th house. So this will be a time, Leo, that if there is any relationship where the balance of give and take is out of order, this will be magnified. Not to mention, with Mercury being retrograde in your 2nd house, if this relationship involves any sort of held joint finances, this may come into focus as well. Meaning if there's any undefined agreement, or if you or the other party have been withholding information regarding the joint finances, you can count on this being revealed during this time. So this is the time of year, Leo, where you are meant to use your voice to express what you know to be fair and then stick to that. You are a very generous person, so you can tend to avoid any issue regarding finances, especially if you're the one who's being taken advantage of. However, this gives the message to the universe that you you aren't connected to your self-worth. So it is important, even if money is something that doesn't motivate you, it's important that you still respect the role that money plays in your life and the energy that it represents. This is important because you want to make sure that you don't have any blockages when it comes to manifesting wealth. Because even if for you, wealth doesn't relate to material possessions, wealth absolutely does bring freedom, and it also brings the ability to share. So keep that in mind if anything regarding finances comes up for you during this time. Also, if you are in a romantic relationship, the 8th house can bring a focus to the sexual connection. And if one of you is dissatisfied in this area, this is going to be a great time to communicate and connect. And it doesn't have to be an uncomfortable conversation. I know as a Leo, if you are the one that's dissatisfied, you may have a hard time expressing this because you don't want to hurt the other person's feelings. However, you can express yourself in a way where you focus on what you would like as opposed to expressing what you don't like. Starting off with the phrase, you know what I would love to do? Or you know what I would love? That can work wonders. Now, for those of you that are single, this 8th house energy can also ignite your sexual desires. But just remember, with Mercury being retrograde and it being Virgo season, if you do explore this part of yourself, be cautious about jumping into any serious relationship. So overall, Leos, this full moon in Pisces is going to be an excellent opportunity for you to connect to your self-worth, for you to establish that you're willing to make sure that you receive as much as you give in your relationships. And by you taking action to establish this, you are maximizing your manifesting power because you are letting the universe know you are willing to connect to your self-worth and then act accordingly. So a very exciting time for you to transform this area of your life into abundance and fulfillment. So embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon, Leo. Okay, my powerful Virgos, this full moon energy is going to be in your 7th house. So Virgo, during a 4-week period where you are focusing on you in terms of you being able to really take time and give yourself the energy and the care that's necessary to make the most of Virgo season, this full moon is coming along to remind you that part of the balance of a successful inner world and even part of being successful in manifesting what you desire in the outer world is going to be having healthy relationships in your life. So don't be surprised if during this full moon energy, a relationship comes into focus to give you the opportunity to see if there is a healthy balance of give and take in that relationship. Now, this could manifest in many ways. There could be a conflict or a challenge that your relationship faces, or you may be in a situation where you may need assistance and you realize who really shows up for you and who doesn't. This could also be a situation where you're put in a scenario with someone who you don't care for much and you don't get along with that well, but in order to get to the other side of that scenario in a productive way, you have to find a way to have common ground and work together. However this manifests, just know that it's an opportunity for you to assess the relationship and then to take the necessary steps to either deepen the connection, or this could be a situation where you realize that this relationship has run its course and it is time to let it go. Remember, full moons are all about necessary endings in order to make way for new beginnings. So sometimes the best way to honor a relationship is letting it go. It is important, however, that if you are going to let someone go, you make sure that you have done everything you can to resolve the situation, to resolve the issue, meaning you have communicated a proposed solution and you have also listened to their proposed solution and you have done your best to reach a common ground. Once that process has been executed and you still find that there is no common ground and that the relationship is energetically draining and not good for you, well, then absolutely you can move on, but now you'll have the confidence that you're making the right decision because you did everything in your power to keep the connection strong. Now, this full moon could also mark the point in a romantic relationship that you choose to take things to the next level of commitment, which could be very exciting. Just remember that Mercury will still be retrograde, so however this energy manifests, make sure you really up your game when it comes to communication and make sure that you just approach any scenario from the space of resolution. Do that and this full moon can be an amazing shift for you when it comes to the relationships in your life, Virgo, so embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon. Okay, my powerful Libras, this full moon energy is going to be in your 6th house. So Libra, don't be surprised if as you approach the full moon and even during the duration of this full moon energy, you find yourself feeling a bit overwhelmed with work or that you just have a bit too much on your plate. If you are feeling this way, good. These emotions are a signal that it is time for you to make some adjustments when it comes to your daily routine. So it will be important to sit down with yourself and take a look at how you spend each day. Ask yourself, do you make time for the things that you know keep you balanced and energized? If so, great, keep going. If not, this full moon in Pisces is the perfect energy for you to assess and then adjust. Start off with making a schedule of what your perfect day would look like, and include work, because although I know the ideal day for most people would not involve work, with the world that we live in, it is a bit of a necessity. So factor that in, especially if you know work is a part of your day. So create the ideal schedule for one day, and then the next day test that out. See how it works for you. If it works, great. Use that as the template for the next 7 days and make any adjustments for the days that you are off. If that week works great for you, then use that schedule as your weekly template and make little tweaks here and there as you go and as you learn more about what does work for you and what doesn't work for you. This is going to be a game changer for you, because with this being Virgo season, a time for identifying what can be improved, and with Mercury being retrograde, which will amplify complications, this is the perfect time for you to step back, observe your life, and take action to transform your daily routines, so that way you can give yourself the highest likelihood of creating the life that supports your health and that supports your overall fulfillment. This is the time of year, Libra, where we are just past the halfway mark, and if you want to make the most of 2023, then now is the time to make some changes. So as you navigate this full moon energy, know that anything that comes up for you, but especially anything that comes up regarding your health or your professional world, any complications or any challenges in those areas are opportunities to identify what needs to change and then take action. This will absolutely work in your favor by shifting the energy of your day-to-day activities to be supportive of your overall positive mood and your overall health. So embrace this opportunity and energetic opening, and happy full moon, Libras. Okay, my powerful Scorpios, this full moon energy is going to be in your 5th house. So Scorpios, this one is a wide open energy that can bring a boost of creativity or focus to a creative project that you're working on. It can bring energy to a romantic relationship, or it can bring energy to the relationship that you have with your kids if you're a parent. Now, if this manifests relative to your creativity, this could mean that there might be a project that you've been working on, and this full moon will be bringing the inspiration and the motivation to finish the project, which will set you up to then put that creation out into the world. Now, keep in mind that Mercury is still retrograde, so this may also come in the form of a conflict or complication that will lead to a new idea of inspiration. So if something comes up that is challenging, do your best to not get frustrated, embrace the challenge, and know that on the other side of that challenge is inspiration. If this full moon energy manifests romantically, this could mean that a new romantic interest that you have recently connected with and started dating will reveal a deeper part of themselves. That person will reveal a deeper part of themselves that will lead you to either deepening the relationship or realizing that it is time to move on. Either way, it will result in clarity for you, which is great. Now, if this full moon energy relates to you regarding children, this could be a time that if you're in a relationship and you and your significant other have been discussing having kids, this could be the time where you decide to really start trying, which is always fun. And this could also mean that if you already have kids, this energy could really serve to bring an opportunity for you to have a bonding experience with them. Now, this 5th house is also related to your inner child, Scorpio. So no matter what comes up, especially with this Mercury retrograde energy going strong, and actually Uranus retrograde is going to be going strong by this point too, just know that no matter what comes up for you, it is an opportunity to remind yourself that life is meant to be enjoyed. The game of life is meant to be played in a way that brings fulfillment and that brings happiness. And yes, life can be very challenging at times and unpredictable at times, but with the right consciousness and mindset, you can remind yourself to not take things too seriously, to focus on what you want to happen as opposed to what you don't want to happen. Remind yourself to let go of the frustration connected to the things that you cannot change and focus your energy on the present moment, where all of your power is. If you use this full moon and the things that take place during this full moon to remind yourself of your power to choose your perspective and to choose where your energy goes, you can find yourself making a major shift that leads to stepping into a phase of enjoyment and fulfillment. And as a result of that, being able to manifest your desires into reality more effectively, which is very exciting. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Scorpio. Okay, my powerful Sagittarius, this full moon energy is going to be in your 4th house. So Sagittarius, Don't be surprised if a situation comes up during this full moon energy that gives you a whole new appreciation or understanding of what home and family means to you. This could manifest in a few ways. It could be a conflict that arises with a family member, and this does include a significant other if the two of you are living together. And this is especially likely because Mercury will be retrograde during this full moon energy. Just know that if conflict does come up for you, that it is an opportunity to heal any disconnect with the person that you're having the conflict with. So approach the situation with a solution-oriented mind as opposed to having the priority be proving who is right and who is wrong. This energy could also manifest in you realizing that you either want to move, or if you have been looking to move, this could be the time where you really find what you've been looking for. Or if you are not quite ready to move for whatever reason, but you still aren't necessarily completely satisfied with where you're living, you'll be inspired to change some things around in your home to make the energy of your home more supportive of positivity and relaxation and recharging your spiritual battery. This could also manifest in a way where you've been away from home for whatever reason and you find yourself really wanting to get back home. And because of this, you develop a deeper sense of appreciation and gratitude for your home and for your family. Now, if you find your family wanting to spend more time with you during this full moon energy, do your best to make time for them. You may not realize it now, but that family connection plays a large role in your overall emotional disposition, and spending time with family can have a positive effect on you that you weren't even expecting. And when I say home, this doesn't always mean their traditional home. This really just relates to whatever home feels like to you and whoever feels like home to you. Now, this full moon in Pisces is all about bringing the big picture of your life into focus, Sagittarius. So if you're the type that spends much of your time working and pursuing your goals, this full moon will make sure to bring into focus the balance that is necessary when it comes to work and family. So whatever does come up for you during this time, look at it as an opportunity to really establish more balance in your life, especially in this area. Ask yourself, do I give as much energy to making sure my family knows I care about them as I do to other areas of my life? And based on that answer, take the necessary actions to create more balance in this area, because the more balanced this area of your life is, the more balanced your spiritual and your emotional foundation will be. And the more balanced your spiritual and emotional foundation are, the more powerful your manifesting energy is going to be. And that means you will be more capable to create the life that you envision for yourself. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Sagittarius. Okay, my powerful Capricorns, this full moon energy is going to be in your third house. So Capricorns, don't be surprised if a situation comes up for you where you are given the opportunity to speak up about something and you are not sure if you should. And by this, I don't mean speaking up for yourself in terms of what is right and what is wrong, because as a Capricorn, you usually do not have much of a problem doing that. However, when it comes to giving your opinion to someone or sharing a certain piece of information that you think might hurt someone's feelings, then you tend to hold back. If a scenario like this comes up, ask yourself, is this information that would actually be beneficial to the person if they had it? Even if it would hurt them short term, in the long term, in the big picture, is this information useful for them? And if the answer is yes, you may want to consider sharing that information. Because even if they get angry with you, or even if it hurts their feelings, and you know it's the best thing for them, and you care about them, then doing what is best for them may be what you want to prioritize. Now, this full moon may also bring a situation where someone does something that is hurtful to you, and instead of you communicating how you feel, you decide to say to yourself, well, that shows me exactly who they are, and then you decide to write them off or change the dynamic of the relationship without even having a conversation with them about how you genuinely feel. Just keep in mind that this full moon energy in your third house is meant to bring you the right set of circumstances to improve your ability to communicate effectively. So whatever comes up, communication will be the way to optimize the energy of this full moon and then transform your life situation for the better. So if you are the type that holds back or makes decisions on your own without discussing it with someone that also might be affected, then this could be the opportunity to strengthen your ability to really open up, to be a bit vulnerable, and to communicate more effectively, especially with Mercury being retrograde, which is the planet of communication. There is bound to be some opportunities to improve this area of your life. And just know that by opening up when it comes to communication, you will also be opening yourself up to expanding your capacity to manifest, because whenever we do things that are difficult for us or outside of our comfort zone, that expands your capacity to manifest, which is very exciting. So embrace this energetic opening, Capricorns, and happy full moon. Okay, Okay, my powerful Aquarians, this full moon energy is going to be in your second house. So Aquarius, this will be a time where some financial drama may come into play. So if something comes up related to finances, just know that it is an opportunity for you to resolve that issue and make a major breakthrough in this area of your life. With Mercury being retrograde in your 8th house and this full moon being in your second house, this energy could be the culmination of either a very specific issue regarding finance, or it could be a time where things just seem to be piling up for you and you have had enough and you're ready to make a major shift in this area of your life. Either way, this more than likely is going to mark the moment of a major change in this area. And remember, Aquarius, in order to have change, there must be a different mindset created. Now, as an Aquarian, you definitely understand the role that money plays, but that has never been your main focus in terms of you doing something just for the money. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Everyone has a different relationship with money, but it will be important to realize during this full moon that money is energy. And if you have a challenge with manifesting money or a challenging relationship with money in general, that can stand in the way of you having the freedom to do what you want to do. And freedom is something that is a major priority for you. So improving your relationship with money and financial abundance, that can expand and strengthen your ability to have as much freedom as you want. And the full moon in Pisces will be bringing you the opportunity to do so. And this could manifest in a way that brings up a financial problem, or it could also manifest in a situation where you are being challenged to establish your worth. Meaning if someone is asking you how much you should get paid for something, or if you're in a relationship where you know you are not receiving as much as you are giving, now is the time to speak up, Aquarius, because the more you embrace your self-worth and the more you act accordingly to what is fair, the more you let the universe know that you love yourself enough to make sure that you are receiving as much as you are giving. And when you do that, you begin to break down the blockages that you may have with money and you open up the doors to abundance. So whatever shows up for you in this area during this full moon, Aquarius, make sure that you see it as an opportunity to establish your self-worth and transform your relationship with abundance. Do that, and this full moon can mark a very exciting shift for you. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Aquarius. Okay, my powerful Pisces, the full moon energy is going to be in your first house. So Pisces, this is going to be a very welcomed energy for you. This is because this full moon is going to be coming along during Virgo season, which is in your polar opposite energy, and during Mercury retrograde, which is also in your polar opposite energy. So this full moon will serve to bring some of your Pisces energy back to you, meaning at a time where you are more than likely not feeling like yourself, this will help you to feel a bit recalibrated. Now, this doesn't mean it's going to be easy. This full moon is still going to be an emotional time, but at least you know that the emotions you feel will actually help you in terms of bringing about the realizations that lead to very positive opportunities in terms of the actions that these realizations will inspire. Now, the full moon is always about necessary endings that give way to new beginnings. So don't be surprised if a major change takes place in your professional or your personal life. Now, this could be with a relationship that connects to career, or it could be a family member or a friend or a romantic situation. But just know that because this energy is in your first house, this is reminding you to focus on you. This is the time of year, Pisces, especially with Mercury being retrograde and also Uranus being retrograde, where you are meant to identify whatever areas you might be feeling lack in, and then identify what you would need in order to be fulfilled in these areas, and then start taking action to make the necessary changes in these areas. Because if anyone is tapped into the spiritual realm, it is you. And I know Virgo season is a challenging time for you, but if you are feeling any unhappiness or discontent, I know that at the deepest part of who you are, you know things can always get better, that there is always a solution to every problem. And this is the time for you to not avoid or distract yourself from the discomfort, but to instead focus on the problem long enough to imagine the solution, believe the solution is possible, and then move in the direction of that solution. So Pisces, this full moon can be a turning point for you. The more emotion you feel, just know the bigger the change can be. Emotions are a window into what needs to be addressed. So use that incredible Pisces instinct and intuition of yours to tap into the vision that you have for yourself. Feel the excitement of that vision come into life, and know that whatever obstacles you face during Virgo season are just a signpost to let you know what needs to be addressed. And you can address the situation resolve the situation, then release that energy and step into a new phase of manifesting, a new phase of fulfillment, and a new phase of abundance. So embrace this opportunity, and happy full moon Pisces. Okay, so there you have it. The top 3 things you need to know about this full moon in Pisces, along with some insight into how your sign can make the most of this full moon energy. I hope you all enjoyed the information. If you did, please don't forget the baby tap. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. If you haven't joined the channel and you would like to support me and have access to membership perks like the weekly Magic of the Moon videos, consider checking that out. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and hang out with me. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.